For today, I plan to talk a bit about the exam. As I was saying in the previous clip, you have to pass the theory exam and the practical exam. Um, on the theory exam, there are two tests actually. You take them one after the other. The price is £23 for both. And if you fail one, you have to retake both of them. If you pass, the pass is valid for 2 years from the date that you took the test. So first you have the questions where they will tell you exactly how many answers they're correct, and you have to select as many answers as they tell you. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, but they will make it very clear how many you need to select. Above that, I want to talk a bit about the hazard perception, because this is one thing that tricks most of the people. Hazard perception consists of 14 clips. 13 of them have one single hazard, and one of them has a double hazard. Each hazard has a value of 5 points. As soon as you identify the hazard, you have to click one time on the screen. If you identify it a bit later, the points go a bit lower: 4, 3, 2, 1, and nothing. There is also a small trick that I teach people about the hazard perception, because if you click only once, you can very fairly identify the hazard very fast, but you might click before the 5 points mark. So at that point, what my advice is this: click one time for every possible hazard. If that hazard doesn't develop, do not click again. But if the hazard does develop, click a total of 3 clicks, about half second to a second apart. So basically something like click, click, click. That way, covering a bigger margin from the clip. Even if I click too early and the clip went forward and I missed the 5 points, my second click will catch 4 points or 3 points. 4 points is better than no points, and they add up. So this is probably my most important advice about this exam, because I've seen many people failing hazard perception because they only did one click. It was either too early, either a bit too late, and that's what happened. Now, where to learn? There are different apps online. OneDriver, I think it's one of them, called the one I used. It's pretty decent and does the job. So that's the one I would recommend. Also, anything that has official DVSA on it can be used. They are pretty good. Might be a bit harder. The OneDrive one seemed a bit more user friendly from my point of view. About the practical test, ask for your driving instructors to show you the tricks, and the biggest advice is don't rush it, because in average normal people needs about 47 hours. But it depends on the difficulty of the area, it depends on the hours you actually drive, because if you did most of your lessons when it's traffic, and most of the time you sit in traffic, you didn't have chance to learn too much. But everybody's constrained by their work, by their school. So drive as many hours as possible. Drive early mornings, drive afternoons, drive evenings, drive nights. Because when you'll be on your own, you will have to face all of them. Drive rain. Otherwise, when you'll be on your own, you will be scared. And people are not often patient when you don't have a P on your car or an L, because most of the drivers, as long as you don't have P or L on the car, we are going to expect that you are at a good level of driving, and we are expecting you to drive accordingly and not be a pain in traffic. That's all for today.